every person, when they get older, they just want to be fitter, happy, healthier, and stronger. And if we're not moving and we're not eating correctly, we're not going to enjoy days like these. It's going to fuck with our head. I just remember just working in the corporate world, and there was a time when I wasn't exercising. I was beginning to exercise more often because I was living on my aunt's couch. I just got a job. That was my main priority. And I mainly focused on my job itself. So, like, I was living that lifestyle, and I just didn't feel, like, confident within my own skin. I felt very uncomfortable. So, like, how would I approach being physically active and fit if I was living in a corporation? I had a crazy life, like crazy hours at work, a lot of stress, a lot of obligations, a massive quota, a family and kids. Well, I can't speak for family and kids, but I know a lot of people who are active with family. So I'm just going to put that aside because I'm not going to pretend I can speak for them. But everyone I know in the corporate world, there's always going to be curveballs. Always. I haven't met one person who hasn't had curveballs from work obligations, especially if your career is very important to you, that, you know, like, by the time 5, 6, 7 p.m. hits, you know, there's client meetings you got to do after our client meetings, random quotas, random curveballs that happen. The only time we can train is in the morning. Only time. And it's the best time. I have not met one person who's, training in the morning, it doesn't give me a psychological edge. It's not even a psychological edge. It literally is an edge. It puts you in such a winning mindset. If you do something physically hard first thing in the morning, fuck. Nothing fucking matters at that point. You're just chill. Everything else is just like, I'm going to go through my day. There was a short period of time where I kind of just stopped doing that. I was waking up early, but I wasn't training in the morning because of my neck. Long story short, I did my morning workouts a bit later than usual, and it wasn't the same. The edge isn't the same. Everyone's like, Sam, you need to get more sleep. I was getting more sleep. My mood wasn't the same. Literally up to like 11 a.m. Everything before that was just, it wasn't peak. So if you're in the corporate world, then what else can you do? So how can you wake up early? Well, first thing I'm going to tell people is you got to get rid of anything that's drinking, smoking, marijuana, anything that you're using to manage your stress has to go. There's no other fucking way. Because all those things sedate your system, and it's going to affect your physiology and your brain chemistry. As much as the people think marijuana helps with sleep and alcohol could help with sleep and all these things, I'm just telling my life experience with people that I know that wake up super early, they all say the same shit. I learned it when I turned my morning wake up time from 4 a.m. from 3:30 to 3 to 2:30 a.m. I treated that wake up time like it was a fucking interview. Everything was prepared ahead of time. Everything was aligned a certain way because I know once I wake up, my mind's going to try to fuck with me. It's going to try to tell me, hey, Sam, you don't need to do this right now. Just go back to bed, snooze. And once I was aware of that self-talk, I just told myself, if I prepare myself with a clear mind the night before, it's going to help me wake up the next day. If I had to set up 3 alarms, I'm going to set up 3 alarms. The more and more and more it was ingrained into my system of waking up at earlier time, the more and more I was able to eat processed food. So like I said, it's got to be clean and lean. Got to be clean and lean. It's so much easier. Because the minute I add pancakes or like fries, anything oily, anything that's really processed, it's going to fuck with my mental clarity. And I do martial arts. So I did my morning workout roughly around 6 a.m., but I wake up 2:30. I go to the gym. I set things up in the gym. And once I set things up in the gym, I do my morning workout. And once I do my morning workout, I go home. I do what I gotta do for work. I have client calls. I do the client calls. If I have administrative work, I do administrative work. And then I have martial arts, which I do at noon till 2 or 3, depending on the day. So I train twice. And that second workout is extremely helpful. But not again. I was speaking to the guy who's training 9 to 5 or working 9 to 5. You just have to honestly, and this is the truth. People don't like to hear this. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm being a fucking pussy. This is not hard. This is a first world fucking problem. You gotta stop looking around everyone else around you and be like, man, that guy's got tits, he's out of shape. That guy's telling me it's not possible. It's very possible. Very possible. It takes 4 hours out of my week to train, to go to the gym, come back, or train from home. All that negative self-talk is just bad habits and reinforcing just how low our self-worth is. And when we mask when we just kind of bury it under the rug, it's not a good feeling, because once you retire, nobody on this planet wants to die with low confidence, just become an old age, scared, worried, nervous. We want to be live like a happy child in our older ages. I do. And I'm just telling you from my experience. When I don't train effectively, if I don't eat effectively, I break from my structure, a routine structure from training, my mind goes negative. I'm not different. It all takes is like 3 days. No, it all takes is one workout. And it's a slippery slope. And it's not just me. All my clients, once they start eating clean and lean, and once they're doing a structured regimen of work, and once they're doing a morning workout, and then once they go back to their old ways, which is default, because eventually a lot of them just feel like there's an end goal. Once they hit the end goal, they can go back to partying and doing all that shit. They feel the pain so fucking quick, and they fucking hate themselves so quick. And that's the thing. It's once you go back into an old habit, default, going back into a morning workout regimen becomes hard. It's not any easier. You're just reinforcing old behavior patterns, and it's like a personality which is turned on. You got to turn that off. The only way you can turn it off is by doing the hard shit that put you in that state. Literally treat like that morning workout like it's a workout. I treat that morning workout hour like a fucking, like my life depends on it, because my day depends on it. I don't want to be that old guy. I don't want to be a fucking loser. I don't want to be a pothead fucking waste of space, unreliable. I just hate it. It's just not a good feeling. There's nothing that makes me more proud than being able to help people around me, being super responsible, and just taking care of myself, being healthy. Anything that's like pleasure seeking, it doesn't, after a while, I just feel like total shit. And after my workout, which I did today, and I'm able to just walk outside and enjoy this fucking world. I was walking to this desk, to this table here, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I remember I was a kid, I was insecure, and this is just all I fucking wanted, just to be able to just enjoy moments like these, instead of being in my head and being like, oh man, I can't even walk around like Baby Gap shorts and just enjoy fucking, I was always hiding my fucking skin, my legs. Fucking horrible, man. Just not a good way to live. I remember buying brand clothes thinking I'd be feeling more confident. No, I was just hiding all that shit, man. If you're younger, this is going to be a lot easier for you to kind of change. If you're older, be careful. Be careful of the excuses of, I don't have time, I can't do it. You can't wake up. What do you mean you can't wake up? You don't want to make the sacrifices. And you don't know what you don't know. So a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize waking up at an early time, doing a workout before your day starts, eating super clean, and getting lean and feeling fucking strong. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't? I remember when I went B2B and just knocked on these office doors, I by accident ran into the CEO. I realized it was the CEO because I went on the website the night after. And I talked to the assistant. When I talked to the assistant, the CEO was there. And as like any other CEO does, they pretend like, I don't make decisions. Talk to that person. He was kind of playing it off because he was just, you know you're a CEO and you're doing like a cold call or a pitch. A lot of times, if it's uninterrupted, they just like to pretend like, I'm not the decision maker. I don't make the decisions. Talk to that person, because they don't want to deal with it in that moment. But he was there, and I had a conversation with him, and I sensed it. I looked at the guy instead of the female. I said, listen, you know how it is. You work long hours, you're growing old, you're at the top of the food chain, you have everything you need. Let's get real. Who doesn't want to get lean, strong, and fit? You don't want to be out of shape and feeling low and fucking out of... I was more filtered, and his eyes just twinkled. He's like, yeah, you know, speak to her, give her your number. And that's how it is, because my dad worked in the corporate lifestyle. I know that lifestyle. It's just shit. You might love your job, but you don't want to be that out of shape fucking just beat up, man. It's not a good feeling. It really isn't. Because let me guess, when you retire, you want to be able to have a cottage or buy a house by the beach, or be able to walk down the beach and be confident within your own skin.